Hello and welcome to the Healthy Mentality. I'm your host, Charles, also known as RMZ. Thank you for being here tonight. If you haven't already done so, I've seen some of you already mentioned it. Please smash those like buttons and that subscribe button. And while you're at it, throw in a hype if you can. Let's get this channel to 5,000 subscribers. As a reminder, there are two GLP-1 meetups happening this year, put on by the same group. The first is Once Upon Atlanta, the Peach Grand Prix, which is Saturday, June 27 at Echo Park Speedway. Tickets are $100, and that covers the main event. The second is Once Upon Dallas, Glow Up Rodeo, which is Saturday, October 17th at the AT&T Discovery District Lobby, also $100. There is a link down in the description of this video if you're interested in attending. Hopefully some of you will be there. I know Darian was there last year and he really enjoyed it. Before we begin, a quick disclaimer: I am not a healthcare professional, neither is my guest. Nothing shared here is medical advice. We're simply sharing our personal experiences and perspectives. Please consult your healthcare team before making any changes to your treatment or to your routine. At the end of the show, we'll do a live Q&A. If you have any questions, drop it in the comments and start it with 3 Qs. Or at least just one, so I can easily filter and find it. Now, if you're a man looking to come on and tell your story, email me at roundmoundzep@gmail.com. With that said, please join me in welcoming tonight's guests. T, how you doing, sir? Welcome.
I am wonderful. I'm great. How about yourself?
Doing well, sir. Thanks for joining us tonight to tell your story. Um, from the details you sent me, I think you have a really incredible story, and hopefully, some man out there or some woman can benefit from your journey and where you've come from. You want to give a quick introduction of yourself, real quick?
Sure. First, let me say thank you for having me on your platform. Um, it's it's a pleasure being here and being able to share my story. Um, to go on a little bit about myself, you guys know I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I am a truck driver. I am a father, a grandfather, a best friend, um, a man of God with a vision. So that's a little bit about me here.
Absolutely, grandfather, huh?
Yeah.
I
I
know I
have three grandkids.
nice, nice. I know how that goes. As a recent grandfather myself, man, it's a whole different kind of love. So, congratulations
It
on
is.
that.
It definitely is.
All right, can you take us back to September? You were 258 pounds. You had the A1C at 100 at 11.7, and your blood sugar was 749. What was that moment like when you were talking to your doctor?
Um, wow. It was kind of crazy because actually, I actually got sick in August, and I drive trucks, and my vision had started to blur. Like everything I was looking at was blur, and I was like, okay, I can't drive with blurred vision. So I wound up going to the emergency room. Because I was also urinating a lot and I was thirsty. I kept drinking water, drinking soda, tea, juice, just kept drinking, 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 and using the restroom. And my vision was crazy. And my best friend kept saying, "You got diabetes. You got diabetes." And I was like, "No, I'm fine. I'm just a little sick. I don't know what it is, but I'm sure it's not diabetes because if I was gonna get it, I would have been got it." And he was like, "No, you got diabetes." I really ignored him for a minute um, until I went to the hospital. And when I got there, they took a urine sample and they did the blood work. And then they put me in a room. And the next thing I know, they come in the room putting IVs in both of my arms and putting me on a heart monitor, and I think an EKG and all kind of stuff. And I was like, wait, what's going on? And the doctor explained to me. He was like, "Mr. Carter, your blood sugar is 749, and you threatening a stroke and a heart attack." And I was just like, wow, really? Um, So yeah, they had put me on different kind of IVs. Um, he admitted me into the hospital, so I wound up staying in the hospital for about 3 days,
Wow.
and then yeah, and after that, he was like, "Well, when I finally got out of the hospital, he told me to make sure I find a doctor and go see a doctor."
3 days in the hospital. Wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy. Now, y'all see me put my coat on here. It's 95 degrees here in Vegas today, and I'm cold in my house because GLP-1 got me. Man,
oh wow.
I'm over here shaking. My teeth is rattling.
You got that AC on blast, don't you?
No, it's on regular. It's on regular, but that GLP-1 side effect got me.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
so you mentioned to me that your choice to start a GLP-1 was a choice between life and death. Is there a specific moment within when you're going through that process in the hospital that clicked in your head that said something has to change and change right now?
Yeah. So after I was discharged from the hospital and I found the doctor, and mind you, honestly, I did not have my own personal care doctor. I've never been sick. I've never went to the hospital for anything other than a rotator cuff. But that's the only thing I ever went to the hospital for. I never had any illness in my life, never had surgery, nothing. So I didn't have my own personal doctor.
Mhm.
Um, so I wound up having to find my doctor on ZocDoc. And I found a pretty good doctor, and I went to her, and she was like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna put you," because one thing I left out, my blood pressure was high as well. I forget what it was, but it was real high. And she wanted to put me on blood pressure pills, metformin, and an insulin. And I was just like, "Oh, I ain't taking all that.
Yeah.
I don't take medicine." And she was like, "Well, Mr. Carter, you're gonna have to take something. You're gonna choose one, or you ain't gonna be here to tell your story." And so I was kind of reluctant to the pills and insulin. I didn't want to take insulin. And so she actually walked out the room, and she came back in the room with a box of Mounjaro, the four pens of Mounjaro. And she said, "Okay, Mr. Carter, I'm going to put you on Mounjaro. I think this is what's going to work for you. If you don't want to take insulin, you don't want high blood pressure pills, I'm going to put you on this for 30 days. You come back and we'll see how things happen." Again, I didn't want insulin, so I didn't want the pen either. I didn't want the Mounjaro pen either. But she was like, "You don't have a choice. You got to take something."
All right. So you're dealing with diabetes and the side effects that come along with that: the frequent urination, the blurred vision. You got high blood
Mhm,
pressure. Um,
mhm.
how was your cholesterol, your lipids, and all of that?
Those were normal.
Mhm.
The cholesterol was kind of normal. My liver and kidney was kind of normal. Um, so that wasn't a main concern. It was just the diabetes and the high blood pressure, and of course I was overweight.
And did you have any sleep apnea that came along with that, being overweight? And
I want to say I did. I never got tested for sleep apnea, but I'm sure I did because I used to snore extremely loud. I mean, my snoring was so bad it woke myself up.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so I'm sure I had it, but I just never got tested for it.
yeah. Now, you mentioned to me that outside of the type 2 diabetes and obesity, you were also battling alcoholism or frequent drink use of alcohol. How did those things play into each other to lead you to where you were at that moment?
Well, um, again, like I said, I was a pretty healthy person, um, and I didn't eat a lot. I was never a heavy eater, but alcohol, my use of alcohol was very heavy. I would go to work, come home, have a drink. And it got so bad that I would go through maybe a whole bottle in a day.
Mm.
Just coming home from work, I could go through a bottle, or if not a half a bottle, of alcohol. So I want to say a lot of the weight that I had came from the fact that it was alcohol.
Yeah,
Because I don't eat cakes, pies, chips, cookies. That was never my thing. My thing was a bottle.
yeah,
Give me a bottle and I'm satisfied.
yeah. So we're seeing these medications being studied for alcoholism, cessation of smoking, drug addiction, food addiction, gambling, and all sorts of things. So, how has using this medication impacted you in your drinking habits?
Well, um, when I started on the medication back in October, um, it really slowed me down. I was still drinking a little bit because it that alcohol just kept calling my name, kept calling my name, and then it got to a point where me being on the medicine and trying to drink just wasn't agreeing with my body,
Yeah.
and I could tell. And then it would make me nauseous, and that's a feeling I can't stand to have. I hate to feel like I gotta throw up.
Yeah.
I can't stand that feeling. So I was like, okay, time to put down the liquor. It's not agreeing, it's not working. So I didn't feel good drinking anymore, and I actually stopped drinking. That had to been around the end of October. I stopped drinking, and because I didn't drink for Thanksgiving, I didn't drink for Christmas. I didn't have my first drink since then, up until maybe a couple of weeks ago when I went to the New Edition concert.
Man, no addition will make you do that. Having a
Yeah,
good time. So
yeah.
did the desire to drink decrease as you titrated up in dose? Did you notice that, or was it almost immediately when you started the 2.5?
It was almost immediately.
Yeah, and then it got
Yeah,
stronger. I'm guessing.
and then it got stronger. Definitely as I titrated up um, to 5.0. I literally just titrated up again to 7.5. So in October I did 2.5, and then from November to March I was on 5.0.
Yeah, so I'm glad to hear that you're having such success in stopping, almost stopping, but just you can drink when you want to now. So I love that for you. Congratulations on that.
Thank you,
So,
thank you.
as a truck driver, I'm assuming you're on the road a lot. How did that play into your eating habits?
Woo. Yeah, that was also a big change because, of course, being a truck driver, I was driving so much that when I did shut down for my 10-hour break, it was a matter of me running in the truck stop, maybe getting a Subway, Wendy's, pizza, chicken wings, whatever fast food they had at the truck stop. Um, and it's crazy because I never had a microwave in my truck. I would just have a refrigerator, put my drinks in there. I had Pepsis, teas, and that's the only thing I kept in my refrigerator. I didn't even drink water.
Yeah.
It was a Pepsi and tea all the time, and me just eating whatever's at the truck stop. So once I got on these medications and I no longer had the desire for truck stop food, now it was a matter of, okay, now I got to cook at home, pack my containers, and take it with me. And then when I do stop for my break, I'll pop it in the microwave, warm it up, and eat it like that.
That's nice. So, as a truck driver, I'm sure that you experienced some sleep deprivation and stress along with the job. How do you think that your occupation played into this outside of your eating habits?
Um, well, I realized that I had to kind of you got and trucking is hard because a lot of times you trying to make that quarter, you're trying to get that quarter, you're trying to get to where you got to go, and you're trying to get there fast. You only got by law we only allowed to drive 11 hours a day,
Mm.
um, and then you have to shut down for 10 hours. So within that 11 hours you got to drive, you got to stop, use the bathroom a couple of times, get fuel, do all the things we got to do in trucking. Um, so I realized that I had to kind of mm, make some adjustments. Maybe instead of me doing OTR, I had to become regional. Um, Me staying away from home for weeks at a time doesn't coincide with trying to carry a good health life balance. For me, I
Yeah.
couldn't do it.
And
I know some
I'm
church I've seen.
assuming OTR is on the road or over the road or
Yes, that's
yeah,
all 48 states.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
That's a lot of driving. So
Yeah, yeah, it is.
yeah. So we talked earlier, like you just said, now you're regional now, so you're basically in that southeast corner of the United States now, Atlanta,
Correct.
Florida, yeah, or Georgia,
Hmm.
Florida,
Yeah, that's all I do is Atlanta, South Carolina, maybe North Carolina, mostly Florida though.
yeah. Now, when you started October 6th, you started on Mounjaro. Doctor came out and gave you a box of four. You're now on Zepbound. Walk us through how that occurred. That change occurred.
Well, Um, how that happened was she gave me that initial box of Mounjaro, and she was like, "Okay, I'm gonna put a prescription in. I'm gonna get a pre-authorization, get your prescription for another box of Mounjaro, and you'll take that box and you'll come back and see me." Talking about the doctor. Well, I had embedded insurance, and come to find out, they didn't cover it, even for diabetes, with my A1C being 11.7 or 11.1, one or the other. Um, they just didn't cover it.
Wow.
So I wound up looking into telehealth. And it's crazy because then I got on YouTube because I didn't know much about compounding medication, or I didn't know about Eli Lilly Direct. So I got on YouTube and was scrolling through everybody's channels to find out about compound medication. And the first channel I came across was Chris, Chris and Lauren
Oh,
Durham,
the
the
downsize.
Downsider.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And Chris kind of broke down the difference between the branded medication and the compound medication.
Mhm.
And so I was like, okay, hmm, well, let me order some compound. And I did. Um, I ordered through a telehealth company. They sent me a vial of tirzepatide from the pharmacy was called ProRx. Actually, that particular vial was expired.
Mm.
They sent me an expired vial. And so I went back to the telehealth. I tried to get a refund. They didn't give me a refund. However, they sent me another vial. Well, by then I was like, okay, I ain't trusting this compound medication. They don't send me an expired vial. And I was like, what should I do next? And then I heard about Eli Lilly Direct.
Yeah.
And so then I ordered from um, Eli Lilly Direct for the month of December, which was Zepbound. And that was $400, 405.
Hmm.
So I did that. And then in January, it was open enrollment. So I switched insurance companies to Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield. And they paid for my Mounjaro for the month of January and February. Now we get here in March, and they talking about, oh, well, now you got to pay your $6,000 deductible before we'll cover your medication again.
Wow.
So now I'm like, what in the world? So I had to go back to Eli Lilly Direct and order another vial of Zepbound. But man, even that's getting expensive. So I may
Yeah.
go back to compound medication.
Yeah, that's expensive. 449 a month. So your original insurance company before you switched, were they trying to put you on insulin or metformin to manage the diabetes?
Mhm.
And
Um,
did they offer like Ozempic as an option, or they didn't cover
they
no GLP
did.
one?
Now my insurance would have covered the Ozempic, but I didn't want that. And my doctor, she felt like Ozempic wasn't going to be effective enough for me at where I was at that stage.
Yeah. And what dose are you on now?
And I'm on 7.5 now.
So 7.5. Okay.
Yeah. And one thing about driving trucks, a lot of people don't know, um, we have to get a DOT medical card. And with that being said, if we are diabetic, our A1C have to be below 7.
Mm.
So they don't legally, you're not allowed to drive if you got A1C above 8. My A1C was 11.1. And so I knew I had to get it down quick, fast, in a hurry. And me having that conversation with my doctor, she said I need to stay on Mounjaro or tirzepatide.
Yeah. So so what are your markers looking like now? What's your A1C?
As of a couple of weeks ago, my A1C is now at 5.5, and my sugar levels have been around anywhere from 84 to 94.
That's good. And what about your blood pressure?
And that is low. That, well, not low, but it's normal.
Yeah.
That is
What about
normal now.
what about side effects?
Um, so the side effects I did have was definitely constipation. The constipation killed me. I ain't gonna lie. Constipation was serious. Um, that was the only major side effect that I had, other than fatigue. Um, my shot day was on Monday, and then I would be fatigued Tuesday and Wednesday.
Now your eating on your journey was tracking something that you did, or was it something that you started and then once you got a rhythm, you just let it go?
No, it's crazy. I've never tracked. Tracking ain't my thing. Keeping notes ain't my thing. A journal is not my thing. I'm a simple man. I
Yeah.
keep things real simple. Um, I knew that I ate baked chicken or rotisserie chicken, um, collard greens, cabbage, green beans. I ate salmon. For breakfast, I would eat a boiled egg or either oatmeal because I
Mhm.
needed the fiber since I was dealing with constipation. But that's what my diet pretty much consists of. And of course, a protein shake.
Yeah.
So in the morning, I would eat a boiled egg. For lunch, I would drink a protein shake. And then for dinner, it would be baked chicken or salmon with um, cabbage or collard greens or green beans or spinach.
Okay.
Um, I cut out carbs, I cut out bread, and I, for the month of November, December, I actually worked out in the gym. I stayed in the gym every day.
That's nice. So what does workout look like for you now? When you're on the road, I'm imagining that it's hard for you to work out when you're on the road. Is it something that you're able to do, or is there do you have like bands in your truck that you work out with
Yeah,
while you're on the road?
I got I got a weight bench in my, well, not a weight bench. I got weights in my truck that I use to lift weights, and I do sit-ups, and um I usually all my loads go to the airport. So of course I walk around the terminal, and that's my cardio.
Yeah. So I as the weight as you started seeing the weight come off, how did that motivate you to keep moving and keep working
Oh
out?
man. Yeah, when the weight started coming off, I actually didn't realize it was coming off. I thought it was coming off kind of slow. And in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I'm not going hard enough. I'm not going hard enough. So that is why I went to, worked out every day. And I have a brother, he lives in Charlotte, and he's also diabetic.
Hmm.
And he was telling me, well, I go to the gym every day. And I was like, oh, okay. So that, me talking to him and him telling me what to do at the gym and stuff like that, that was kind of like my motivation. Let me stay at the gym because I want to be like him. Like
Yeah.
his diabetes have subsided. He don't have to take insulin anymore or nothing. He's good. So, he was kind of like my motivator.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. One thing I want to ask you before you started this new channel, you had another channel that YouTube took from you. And one of the first videos I saw of you it was your trip to Costa Rica. And I see your beautiful smile. Did you have to stop taking your medication during that trip in order to have the dental surgery?
No, I took it with me.
Yeah.
I took it with me. I got a case with the ice packs, and I put the ice packs in it, put my medication in it, and I took it with me.
Nice, nice. It turned out
Hmm.
well.
Oh yeah, yes it did.
Yeah. All right, non-scale victories. What are some of your favorite non-scale victories?
Um, one is being able to, and it's funny because me and Twan joked about this. Me being able to look down and see my feet now. I can see everything below my belly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely my main um, non-scale victory, and then also the fact that I don't drink as much as I used to.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Is there something that you're able to do now that you weren't able to do a year ago or even in September?
Um. Yeah. So I am a thrill seeker. I like roller coaster rides. I do skydiving. I like zip lining. All that stopped because you got to be 200 pounds to do that stuff. I was 258. I couldn't skydive no more, zip line, parasail, and getting on a roller coaster ride at Six Flags. When they push that bar down to lock you in, it would be so tight across my stomach until I would just be like, okay, I just can't ride the rides no more.
Yeah.
It's
And
just not working.
I know me and Grant will join you at Six Flags, but I ain't jumping out no plane. You're on your own on that one. I don't know if Grant would, but I know I wouldn't.
The first time I done it, I actually kept my eyes closed the whole time, and I hit the ground, and I was like, "That's it? Like, really? That's it?" So the next time I done it, I kept my eyes open, and I loved it. The first time I didn't enjoy it because I didn't see nothing, and it was over like that.
Yeah, that's nice.
So you
Now,
should try it. Don't be
oh no,
scared.
no, no. And I might do zip lining with you, but I ain't jumping out no plane. I ain't doing that. Now, were you on with your blood pressure? Were you on blood pressure medication?
No, I
No.
didn't take blood pressure medication. When it comes to medicine, I don't like taking medicine. I was never one to take medicine. I get sick or get a cold, I'll go get me some green tea, put a little honey in there,
Hmm.
and some lemon, and that cured me. I wasn't one to be taking Tylenol, cold flu, or thorough flu, anything like that. Um, I didn't even get sick when COVID came out.
Yeah. So how has your energy and your mental clarity changed so far on your journey?
Um, Energy is it's gotten a lot better because for one, I'm a whole lot lighter
Yeah.
than what I used to be. Um, so now I can move around better. Um, I can run up and down the stairs with no problem. So my energy level is better um, when I'm not dealing with the fatigue.
Yeah.
Um, and of course, driving trucks is, whew, that's hard to drive trucks and be fatigued. and get sleepy on the road. Because usually what I used to do, when I was big and fat, driving trucks, I get sleepy. I'm not a junk food eater, but if I grab me a bag of chips or a couple of cookies, I could snack on that and crunch on that, and that's what would wake me up while I'm driving. Um, but of course, being on this health journey, I wasn't going to be grabbing no chips to keep me up. So that was challenging. Being fatigued now and being on this health journey.
Yeah. How has your friends and your family reacted to your transformation so far?
My best friend, he's proud of me. He's actually is diabetic as well, and he's on Ozempic. Um, and he's trying to lose weight. Though Ozempic ain't been really working for him, so but he's proud of me. As far as my family, really no support.
No.
Other than I got two cousins that's overweight, two female cousins, and they are both on Mounjaro. But as far as my two brothers and my sister, they not
No,
they're not
no,
happy with it.
no compliments or you look good or anything like that? Or
No, they. You need to gain weight. You need to stop taking that medicine. You need to get off the pill. That medicine will kill you.
did you tell them the obesity and the diabetes will kill me first?
That's exactly what I tell them. That's exactly what I tell them.
Have you been able to inspire anyone in your circle to start a GLP-1 journey or even just a health and wellness journey?
Um, my best friend, my youngest son mother, she thought about it. She was like, "Oh, you look real good. You look good. What you do? Tell me about it." Um, I don't know if you saw the pictures that I took at New Edition, the New Edition concert, but the lady that I was in the picture with, um, she has now started on compound tirzepatide as well.
Nice, nice. All
So
right,
yeah, they was like, okay, yeah, they gonna try it. So now they on it.
nice. All right, so you started at I want to say 258, 259, somewhere around there.
Yeah,
You're down to 179, and I think you're 4 pounds away from goal. Your goal is 175.
correct.
Yeah. What what happens when you hit that number?
Um, I want a six pack. I want a bigger chest. So when I hit that number, I'm gonna go hard with toning my body and doing a whole lot of weightlifting. Because
Uh,
although I'm 4 pounds away from my goal weight, I still have a belly. The belly don't want to go nowhere.
oh, that's the last part to go. That's stubborn. That's stubborn. Uh,
Yeah, the belly being stubborn.
yeah. So you're going to now when you once you hit goal, you're just going to focus on body composition at that point. Sounds like.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Definitely body composition, which is what I should have been doing all along. But then I was worried about just losing the weight, getting my A1C down, getting my blood pressure down. Um, I didn't really think about body composition. Um, but now watching Evelyn and seeing her go through her weightlifting, it's like, okay, I got to do it too.
Yeah. So do you have a plan to increase your protein intake? Maybe use some creatine. I don't know if you can use creatine as a diabetic. I think you can, as long as you don't have kidney issues. Or any other supplement to increase the bulk.
I did definitely gonna increase my protein. I didn't think about creatine though, but I know I'm gonna increase my protein intake.
Okay. Now, if you can go back to 258 pound TT, what would you say to him?
Go sit down and lose that weight.
Yeah.
Go somewhere and lose that weight. I went to where did I go? To Anguilla a couple of years ago, and then I was 264, so I was a little bit bigger, and I I couldn't even enjoy myself walking. Yeah, I had to go get a rental car because I couldn't walk. I couldn't walk up and down the beach.
Yeah. And now you can do it easy.
Yeah, yeah. Nah,
Yeah.
yeah. I can walk 3 miles like that.
Yeah.
Whereas just a couple of years ago, I couldn't even work three foot.
Just look at your before and afters. So, and a Nike shirt. How big are you there? Is that is that at 258?
Yeah, that's at 258. I was in Jamaica for my birthday in October, last October,
Yeah.
right? October 2024.
Okay. And the other picture, I think that's New Edition night, right?
The night after New Edition, yes.
Okay. So you're about 179 there.
Correct,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah. You can see the difference, especially in your face, your midsection, everything stand out. You're looking good, man. You're looking
Hmm.
good.
Yeah, that I was definitely real big and yeah, had a hard time walking, enjoying being on vacation. Yeah, it was hard.
This another Jamaica picture. Looks like you're on the beach there.
Yeah, that picture right there, with the gray tank top, I was in Anguilla
Okay,
on the beach. Um, and that was in July of 2024.
okay. And how new is the other picture there?
That other picture, I was in Chicago, and that was in 2025, around May of 2025.
Okay, yeah, yeah. You
And I,
can,
I know the sweatshirt actually make me look a little thinner than what I really am, but I was big in that picture too.
yeah, yeah. You can see the difference in your face, man. You look good. And your skin is shining. You look great.
Thanks, thanks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
them was a very unhealthy days. And after that, I knew then I needed to lose the weight. I needed to do something about the weight. I couldn't stop the drinking. I just couldn't stop drinking.
Darian said we're gonna start calling you TT the Traveler. All right, we're coming up on the Q&A section. So if you haven't put your question in the chat, please do so now. Please preface that with 3Qs so I can filter and find it. And if you can't do 3Qs, at least do one so I can find it easy. Help a brother out. All right,
Right.
I'm gonna do some rapid fire questions for you. Sweet or salty cravings before starting Mounjaro? Which one was your weakness?
um, Sweet.
Sweet. Favorite healthy food that you've discovered on your journey?
Spinach.
I love some spinach too.
Yes. Can't go wrong with the spinach.
Yeah. One thing you threw out of your truck cab when you got serious about your health.
Um, ooh, uh, tea, sweet tea, because that's
Man,
all I had.
that sweet tea had me in a chokehold, man. Oh man. Sweet tea had me in a chokehold.
Yeah.
I would go to McDonald's every morning and get a big cup for breakfast.
That McDonald's got the best sweet tea.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Best piece of advice that you can give someone that's starting out their journey.
Um, Best piece of advice would to be exercise while you're on this journey. Exercise keep your um muscle mass because while you're losing weight, you're going to lose muscle, and you don't want to lose too much muscle. So
Yeah,
definitely exercise. Keep your exercise going.
yeah, and that's critical. A lot of people don't realize that your metabolism, that your muscle is the engine to your metabolism. So if you lose weight, you crash your metabolism, and if you get off these medication, you don't have that muscle to control your metabolism. Now you're gonna throw on a whole lot of fat as you start to
Hmm.
gain weight and rebound.
Right, right, definitely.
All right, fill in the blank. The old me would never, but now I.
Drink water. The old me, I never drunk water. Now that's the only thing I drink is water.
Tea and Pepsi was your water,
Got Team Pepsi.
huh?
Team Pepsi liquor.
All right, we ready for some questions? Let's see. Let me hold just a minute. All right, let's see what we got here. Uh, All right, first one is from Grant. He wants to know, do you usually time your shots when you're home between trunk routes so you don't have to worry about keeping the shots cold?
Um, no, I just normally keep them cold. I just put them in my case with the coolers, and I keep them cold.
And Paula wants to know, where is your next desired travel destination?
It is Dubai. Um, I was supposed to go to Dubai when I got sick in October of 2025 for my 50th birthday. I just turned 50 in October 2025, and my 50th birthday was supposed to be in Dubai, but I got sick and was diagnosed with diabetes and could not travel.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's gonna be traveling to Dubai anytime soon, unfortunately.
Well,
But
yeah, now with what they got going on, it's
yeah,
probably unsafe.
yeah, I would like to go, but I ain't going no time soon either.
Right.
Yeah. All right, we got a question from Nancy. How has the weight loss improved you as a father? Many people have said that they can play with their kids a lot more now, etc.
Um, well, my kids are grown, so and they're out of the house. And I don't really see them. Both of them are fathers. Both of them live with their girl. Well, one of them live with their girlfriend. Um, so it's really not much interaction that I have with my two boys. Um, and of course, the grandkids, they always with um, their parents, and they're small, so ain't too much going on with them. Um, my oldest granddaughter is just turned 5, March 12th. So not too much running around behind her yet.
Grandkids are the best. Get to
Yes, they
get to
are.
get to spoil them rotten and send them home.
And send them home. That's right. Yep.
I'm perusing the chat to see if there's a question that didn't get the Q in front of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see any other questions. I always chalk that up to me being such a good interviewer. No one else has questions to ask. So that's what
Right.
we
You
go.
know, you cover it all. You look, you get it all. You get it all in there.
I can tell myself that, hype myself up, even though. All right, but
Yeah.
Tim says, "Good job, brother. I'm an older man, and I had to change my habits to literally live. I stopped eating carbs, work out daily, and I am healthy. Jesus Christ." Thank you for that
Yeah.
comment, Tim.
You know, I have to say, when I got on YouTube, it was, I never thought that I would have met so many um, people in the GLP community.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was so many content creators like this. Um, and actually, the first person I met was Twan,
yeah,
and um, we came across each other page. I was talking, 'cause my YouTube channel was just about trucking. And then I decided, I'll talk about my GLP-1, but I didn't think it was going to be, I didn't think it was going to go this far, in other words. And I didn't even know, like, we got you who got this platform, Paul, and then we got so many just content creators that's sharing their journey. It's really amazing.
yeah. It's really exploded over the last year and a half. I remember when I started. I just got a thing like a few weeks ago that my channel hit 2 years, 2 year mark. So when I started my
Mhm.
journey and started my channel, there wasn't a whole lot of content on GOPs on the YouTube space. But now there's seem like there's someone new every single day. So I'm trying to keep up. Darian tries to keep me in the loop. He'll send me, this is a new person, this is a new person. So and I appreciate that. So I can subscribe and follow them, and some of them I can invite on. We
Right, right, yeah. But Darren the man, he need to be a YouTube content creator as well.
he's the ambassador for sure.
Yeah. Look, that's why we call him King Darian.
Yep. We got another question from Nancy. I have to drive a lot for my job too. What kind of nourishment do you keep in your truck?
Oh, wow. Usually I would drink a protein shake if I'm getting too sleepy or something like that. Yeah, I drink a protein shake because it do boost your energy.
Yeah.
And what I drink is called Core Power by Fairlife Milk,
Oh yeah,
and it has like 42 grams of protein in it.
yeah, yeah. I like those spare lives.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So those are my go-to in the truck.
All right, my guy R.E. Houston. Thank you for joining us tonight. Did your kidney function, your EGFR, and your UACR improve after starting the medication and achieving type 2 diabetes remission and alcohol cessation?
Um, Good question, because I my kidneys were fine. So before and now after it wasn't something that I had to look out for. It
Yeah,
was everything was normal.
good question there. And Darian has a good question. Is there something that you wanted to say that I didn't ask you?
No, I think you asked me everything. I can't think of nothing.
All right, we got Whitway has a question. Join late, may have missed it. Have you been on it long enough? You have lost some appetite suppression. I have lost quite a bit of it on Mounjaro.
Oh, yes. I lost a lot of appetite suppression. That Mounjaro, yeah, it did suppress my appetite. Um, Especially when I first started out. It was times where I went a day without eating. Um, so let me go back. When I first started, I would, because of the appetite suppression, um, I would fast for 34 hours once a week. And during that time that I'm fasting for the 34 hours, I did not exercise because I didn't want my sugar to drop. Um, but I would fast for 34 hours, and I would just drink water and bone broth.
Mm,
Um, and that's another way that I got this weight off was fasting. And since my food suppression was it was so I could barely eat. And I was like, okay, but then I'll fast. I'm not gonna make myself eat and force myself to eat because then I would feel nauseous.
Yeah.
So I would fast instead.
Yeah. And I have the same. I've been on it for 2 years now, and my suppression is less. But I also have noticed that even when I don't feel hungry, if I eat something, I find out that I can
Mhm.
eat a whole lot more than I thought I could. It's like the signaling is there that I'm not hungry, but my body sometimes wants more than what the signaling is telling me.
Mhm. Well, now I guess now my appetite has picked up, even though I've went up to 7.5. Um, I'm still able to eat a lot more than what I used to be able to eat a couple of months ago.
Yeah. All right, Nicole wants to know: are you a long haul trucker or a local?
Um, Not long haul. I'm what they call regional. I do just the southeastern states.
And one more from JR. JR wants to know: how's your confidence as a man before and after your weight loss in the dating world?
Oh wow, good question. It has really picked up. Before I was big. Not only that, I got veneers, y'all. I don't know if y'all can see, but I got veneers. I wound up getting veneers in January the 20th. I went over to Cali, Columbia, and got veneers because before then, I didn't have the best looking mouth. And when you got issues with your mouth, it also tend to make your breath be a little unpleasant. So now I don't have that problem. So being as though I've lost the weight and got my mouth done, yeah, my confidence, I say, it has picked up.
That's a great question. All right, that is the last question. And just a reminder: next week we're back at it. Same channel, same time. I got heavy on the jumps. I'm excited to hear his story and let him tell the story to you. His transformation has been amazing, and he has a story to tell. So please tune in next week. T, did you want to say anything else before you went?
Um, no, again, thank you for having me on your platform. It's been a pleasure. Um, Charles, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing an amazing job. To the chat, everybody that's in these GLP-1 streets, y'all doing amazing. Everybody is on a health journey, and I take my hats off to each and every one of you guys. And thanks for the support. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Um, I wanna. It's crazy because I wanna look into starting something whereby people that lose coverage, insurance coverage, where we can collectively help people stay on their GLP-1 when they lose coverage. I'm really i- am interested in trying to start something like that, where we can like have a donation where we can help people that lose coverage or that is obesity and need coverage and can't get it because they don't have insurance, they can't afford compound, and so on.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be nice if we can do that. Well, the people don't want to
Yeah.
let you go. The people don't want to let you go, T. They doing a whole bunch of questions here at the end. So we're gonna go through them real quick.
Okay.
All right. Cookie wants to know: when you lose those last few pounds, what is your approach to maintenance? Staying on 7.5, spreading out your shot, etc.
I'm gonna stay on 7.5 weekly. I'm gonna stay on it weekly because now my I don't have that much appetite suppression, which is I'm okay with it. I don't think I need to go up to 10, but I think 7.5 weekly is gonna satisfy because now I'm able to eat more. I'm able to get a little bit more calories and protein in, and that'll be fine because I'm actually be working out to improve my body composition.
All right, Pam wants to know, are the fuel prices affecting your work?
No, because I charge a fuel surcharge. So when fuel went up, my surcharge went up.
Smart man.
Yeah, I got bills to pay. I can't work for free.
Yeah. Nicole wants to know, veneers or dental implants? Just curious.
Veneers. I have veneers. Dental implants look like it would have been too painful for me, so I went with veneers.
And Pam wants to know, going to Dubai sounds great. If they have another light ceremony, I hear that there's a great time to go. It's so cool that you went to Colombia too.
Yeah. Yeah, I went to Colombia for my veneers. I wouldn't mind going back. Colombia was amazing. Everybody speaks Spanish over there. It was hard trying to understand and communicate, but
And
I made it through.
thanks for calling that out. When I asked you about your teeth earlier, and if you had to stop your medication, I said Costa Rica, but it was Colombia. Thanks for correcting that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was Cali, Colombia.
Okay. All right. I guess that will do it. I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. We'll be back next week with heavy on the jumps, heavy on the gains. His story is incredible. You'll want to tune in to hear that. And I just got to wrap this up one with two reminders for our men. I want to close these two reminders. First, prostate cancer screening. Screening no longer requires a digital rectal exam. It is a simple blood test, typically covered by insurance. For most men, screening should begin at age 50. And if you're a black man or have a family history, such as a father or brother that has prostate cancer or has had it, screening should begin at 45. However, if that's the case and you're a black man, you should start getting your baseline checked at 40. And the reason being, black men are about 80% more likely to develop prostate cancer and twice as likely to die from it, largely because it's often detected too late after it has already spread. Early detection is critical. Prostate cancer often has no symptoms until it is advanced. And I can tell you from experience, I had zero symptoms when I got diagnosed. Second, colorectal cancer screening. Colorectal cancer is affecting younger and younger people. Early detection saves lives. There is approximately one diagnosis every 25 minutes in people under 50. It is now the leading cause of cancer death for men under 50 and one of the leading causes overall in that age group. Among the top 5 cancer related deaths, it is the only cancer increasing in younger adults. Men are more likely to be diagnosed at a younger age and more likely to die from it. Approximately 75% of patients under 50 are diagnosed with advanced stage cancer. That's either stage 3 or stage 4. And screening reduces mortality by up to 60%. Colon cancer is one of the most preventable cancers, but only if you get screened. Gentlemen, take your health seriously. No one is coming to save us. We have to show up for ourselves and for each other because iron sharpens iron. Thank you all for tuning in tonight, and I will see you next week at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Time when I have heavy on the jumps. Thank you very much. You all have a great night.